Hello students, Miss Tron here. Just wanted to show you guys a few options we have for this week. One of your options is going to be to do a warm color, cool color, night and day drawing. We'll use the sun on one side and the moon on the other side. So this is one option. I'm going to go a little bit more in depth with that in a minute. Now, a lot of students have told me that they really love doing the observational drawing, so I'm going to give you a choice this week. You can either do some observational drawing or do this lesson. Now remember, if you're going to do observational drawing, there's some steps you need to follow. The first one is to find something interesting to draw inside or outside of your home. If you're going outside, make sure that whoever you're with knows where you're going. 2, look for lines and shapes you recognize. 3, draw large, not small. 4, look, draw. And 5, add details. Those details can add a lot. It can be shading, color, texture, etc. So if you would rather continue on with your observational drawing, you can. You can review some of the 2 YouTube observational drawing lessons I've put on my channel. So that's one option for you. Your other option is to do a night-day scene. And this incorporates a lot of things. One thing we have is color here. We have the warm colors on one side, which is our oranges, our yellows, and our reds. Remember, warm colors are the colors of fire. And on this side, we have some cool colors. You can put blue and violet and green over here. The only thing on this side that's going to be yellow, or you could even leave it white, would be your moon and your stars. Okay? Gonna incorporate some lines in here. And each of these little areas has a bit of a detail. And some shapes you can detail by putting some stars in. Any kind of shape that you can think of, you can add in. All right, so right now, either 1, go off and do your observational drawing, or 2, you can turn off your video if you're going to do your observational drawing, or 2, you can stick with me. So thing number 1 I'm going to do is I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to divide it into from corner to corner, okay? To the best of your ability, do that. Now, I'm going to make my sun on the top side. So over here in this corner, I'm just going to draw a curved line down. And the rays of my sun are radiating out from the curve. So I'm just going to go through and, add some now straight lines that are just coming out from my sun. This is not how a real sun looks. This is kind of what I would say a graphic interpretation of what a sun is. So you can go ahead and add some rays in. Now, for the moon, I'm going to draw a crescent moon. So it's kind of a moon that is waning rather than waxing, if you know the difference between the two. Or it could be waning or waxing, actually. When the moon gets smaller, it's said to wane. And then when it gets larger, it's a waxing moon. So anyway, so let's draw a crescent, which is a shape. What I'm going to do is I'm going to start by drawing a curve like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to connect it with a smaller curve inside to give that nice crescent shape. Okay? There I got my crescent. Now, as far as the stars are concerned, there are a few ways you can do them. Let me just demonstrate that to you. There's a few different ways to make stars. One way to make a star is to do a triangle pointing up and then another triangle pointing down. that's one way to draw a star. Now, our other way to draw a star, and you can go through this very slow if you want to. I'm starting here with a dot, and I'm going to do a diagonal up to the left and a diagonal down. So I have now got a upside down V, okay? So what I'm going to do on the left side is I'm going to bring a diagonal line up, crossing this line, okay? From there, make a horizontal line across. And from that point, I'm just going to make another diagonal back to this corner, okay? So there's a bunch of different ways you can do your stars. Since I'm working in marker, and actually it would be very cool to do this in pencil if you wanted to, because then once you do it in pencil, you could just go around the outside edge and outline it if you want to. I guess I'm going to do mine in pen, as I misplaced my pencil, but oh well. Okay, so I'm just going to follow those steps again, going around making triangle, or I'm sorry, either a triangle up, a triangle down, or following the steps here, and I'll do that again really slowly. If you didn't remember, drawing a diagonal up and a diagonal down, creating a V shape from the left bottom. Well, I'm left-handed, so I'm doing mine this way. I'm going to bring a diagonal line across the very first line. I'm going to bring horizontal across, and then I'm going to connect down. So I could actually make a few more stars. If you need to slow down to see what I did, go ahead and do so. So I'm just going to kind of go through here, add some stars to my background, or maybe I want to do it the other way I demonstrated, which is triangle pointing up, overlapping it with a triangle pointing down. That one looks a little odd, but well. So triangle pointing up, triangle pointing down. We can just keep doing the other way that we talked about, okay? So putting some stars in our skies could make it look really great. Now, if you did that in pencil, one thing you can do, if you have a marker handy, is you can go around and outline the edge if you want to. Now, I started the video without my pencil in place, but if I had a pencil with an eraser, I could go through and erase all those lines in the center. So then all I would see is the outline. That's something you can do, or you can just keep yours with the lines going through the center. It's up to you. So I'm choosing to go around here and outline my stars. By the way, if you kind of get the gist of this video, you can go ahead and work independently. It's really up to you. And what I'm going to do once I have these stars done, and with the area over here, kind of to differentiate it from these rays of sun that are straight lines coming out, I think on this side, what I want to do is I want to make my curved lines for the moon side. So you can do them straight or curved or whatever. It's your choice. Okay, so straight or curved is up to you. Now inside each area, you could go through and do some different kinds of lines or different kinds of shapes. So you're just coming up with a design for each area. So maybe on this one here, I want to go through with a curved line coming out, okay? So in each area, I'm going to pick a design. Maybe here in this little curved stripe, I'm going to go through and draw some little circles. So in art, this is actually called a little bit of a motif. It's a design that's repeated. Now, I could do something else here. Maybe I want to do diagonal lines going through this one. Or maybe I want to do, maybe over here, I want to do some ovals, okay? So it's really whatever I want. Now, if you don't have a black marker, one way you could choose to finish this is you could just go in with, let's say, warm color crayons or markers on this side and draw your designs with your warm color crayons. And then over here, work in some cool color crayons or cool color markers or colored pencils, all right? But, or you could draw with a marker and then paint over it. It's really up to you. So what you're going to continue to do is just design it. And then when you're done, if you would like to, you could keep the moon and the stars on this side yellow or white. And that would probably be the only warm color on the left side. But it's kind of up to you how you decide to finish it off. And right now I want to give you some time to create. So you can either rewind this and look at it again or figure out how to do it on your own. Another method that works pretty good sometimes that I tell kids about is to work with a smaller piece of paper. If you want to work with a smaller piece of paper, you can get a lot more detail easily. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed learning about our lines and our colors and our shapes for our sun and moon art. Or remember, your other option is to do your observational drawing. But whenever you're done, please take a photo of your work and send it to me. Have a wonderful day. Thank you for staying tuned.